You know how I know that the male loneliness epidemic is self-induced? So I just got back from a first date. We're there for like an hour and a half-ish, I guess, at a cocktail bar. And when I tell you in this hour and a half date, I think I was asked maybe 3 questions about myself. I'm trying to ask things like, where have you traveled to? What do you like to do outside of work? What do you do for work? What's your family like? I'm cracking jokes. I'm trying to like, you know, make this an enjoyable time for everybody, at least myself. And I'm just getting nothing back. Which, like, if this was a one-off thing, I would be willing to say, okay, it's a first date, like sometimes people just don't click. But it's the fact that this happens more often than not for first dates that we just sit in silence, to the point that it's almost like a game. Like, if I stop driving the conversation, how long are we gonna sit here? And they always go, oh, I had such a nice time. Because I was there, I was doing all the heavy lifting. Why would I willingly spend my evening entertaining a man who was giving me nothing in return when I could be sitting on my couch doing a hobby, literally anything else? I'm not doing it. Also, it is not us, it's them.
Are you sure?
Well, I really don't see how you can say it's our fault when the most common denominator in regards to this sticky situation is you, sweetheart. Now, I get it. You think your trip to Europe, your adult coloring books, and your voting history are somehow a solid substitution for a personality. The problem is, they're really not, and the guys that you date see right through that. When you're prattling on and on about yourself, these guys are debating whether or not they want to sleep with you or if they're just going to say that they have to work in the morning. 9 times out of 10, these dudes don't even see the point of getting you into less than pants. The types of dudes you're ripping on have no problem getting dates, so they're not exactly lonely. You're the one that's endlessly complaining about men while stuck in your apartment with very little direction in life and even less in the dating department. So sorry, sister, it ain't us. It's clearly you.
Checkmate. Checkmate. Checkmate.
Dang. I think it's the funniest thing ever. Sorry, also just turned off my AC. I think it's the funniest thing ever when men go to coffee shops and they order like the most insane drinks ever. What do you mean you want an iced cookie crumble vanilla latte with cold foam and extra caramel drizzle? Do you want a tampon with that too? Like whatever happened to black coffee? Whatever happened to no cream, no sugar? I just drink my coffee black. Or like, oh, like iced coffee is really, really like pushing it already, but anything else is insane. It is. Why do you even know what cold foam is? Why do you even know what extra caramel drizzle is? Why do you know what a venti is? Why are you getting a venti? Just literally stop. Like, stop. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. It doesn't actually make me mad. Like, I don't care what you do. You could order literally anything. I mean, I'm gonna like silently judge you, but I'm never gonna like say anything to you, you know? Maybe I will. I don't know.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You know, I've always been a firm believer that the way a man takes his coffee is the same way I take my internet passwords. None of your damn business, woman. Now, don't get me wrong, the amount of sugar in those drinks is enough to give a moderately sized junkyard dog a case of the diabetes, but apparently Miss Greasy Face over here is the arbiter of all things caffeinated beverages, so men are only allowed to drink week-old diner coffee that has the taste and viscosity of 18-month-old engine oil. I mean, woman, do you want to know what happened to black coffee? Well, what in the hell happened to your dignity? What the hell happened to your ovaries and your ability to actually be pleasant? Did you really need to sacrifice all of it for the illusion that you can gatekeep something as how a man takes his coffee? Well, the joke's on you, sweetheart, because not only did you trade everything of your value for this power, but it's a power that you don't even have. So maybe you should think about that when you're sneaking in some of that Irish cream into your grande pumpkin mocha vanilla iced frappuccino with extra birthday cake syrup. Just don't make it a venti. We can already tell you're getting a little pudgy around the midsection there.
One grande mocha frat coming up!
Most men in 2025 are f***ing disgraced.
Whoa, that is some deep dish racism, motherfucker.
Let me just tell you what I just witnessed, okay? I am in a shopping center by my house. There is a grocery store in this shopping center. As I'm pulling in, a couple, girl and a guy, come walking out in front of me, whole cart full of groceries. You know who's pushing the cart? The female. The female's pushing the cart. And not only is the female pushing the cart, she has a boot on her foot. Like one of the, I call them a moon boot. The moon boots, like she's injured. He is holding his keys, his vape, and the receipt. While his girlfriend, who is clearly injured, pushes the fucking cart. Where did we lose it along the way? Where did we lose it along the way? I don't understand. Push the fucking cart, push the stroller, carry the bags, open the door. Like, when do we lose that? It's disgraceful. It's just disgraceful at this point.
Well, what did the police say?
So you're saying that we're all collectively disgraceful because you couldn't stop to mind your own business when it came to a couple of strangers, huh? Yeah, well, I'm not surprised on that one. We pretty much live in a world where a dude will be condemned for all eternity if a woman thinks he's not breathing correctly, and he is never breathing correctly. But woman, I gotta ask, what business of this is yours? I mean, why in the hell do you care so much? More importantly, if this sight truly bothered you to the point of being enraged, then what was stopping you from grabbing the cart from the injured woman and helping her? I mean, she was injured, and you apparently care about this woman so much that you needed to run to your car, set up your phone camera, make sure that your hair was primed, and then start this massive rant about how we're the scum of the earth because of something that may or may not have actually happened. You need to face reality, sister. You don't care about this injured woman. You care more about making yourself look like a victim in a situation that doesn't even concern you. And that's because you're single, lonely, and significantly more bitter than a week-old cup of diner coffee.
Yak. Get a job.
This is probably a hot take, but I don't really care. So I think marriage is no longer going to be a thing 10, 20 years down the road. Marriage specifically only benefits men and the patriarchy. I mean, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've observed it from friends, family, strangers, the internet. 9 times out of 10, the man is the one who benefits from being married. 9 times out of 10. I mean, women already aren't wanting to get married anymore. I know, I don't. So, yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before it's no longer mainstream. And if you're a man cheating on your wife right now, get your shit together. I literally witnessed this last night. This guy came up to me. He goes, look at that guy over there. He's married. He had his ring on too. Most of them don't even do that.
You serious?
You know, I hate to break it to you, sister, but men don't really benefit from marriage anymore. Now, I know you read an article that quoted a TikTok video that was based on the blurb of a back of a cereal box that references a study on Japanese marriages, but in reality, men don't get a damn thing out of marriage. Usually, he ends up with a wife who straight up hates him, who rips into him whenever she's having a bad day, who will deny him bedroom fun on a regular basis, not to mention using his children against him when she files for a divorce. Husbands are not only expected to do the lion's share of the work, but his wife holds the right to publicly shame him for not emptying the wastebaskets because even when he's doing his best, it's still never good enough because he's not doing just a little bit more. Men aren't getting married anymore because if he signs a marriage license, he might as well be signing his own friggin' death warrant because that's all it really is at the end of the day. And that's not the fault of dudes who cheat on their wives. You got you and your insufferable pack of devil-spawned feminists to thank for that one.
He had his arm around this girl and he goes, that's not his wife. And I was like, that's not good. And he goes, what should I do? I go, tell his wife. Tell his wife. Who gives a shit? She should know. So yeah, this is not the first time that I've seen a married man cheating on his wife in public. This also happened earlier in the year. We were out at a bar for St. Patty's Day. A girl came up to us that was out with her guy friends, both married, both chatting it up with every single girl in the bar. So, like, men, get your fucking shit together. It's embarrassing. And for anyone who might be rolling their eyes right now, your top 5 friends are a reflection of you. So if your friends lack integrity and are cheating on their wives, and you're not holding them accountable, that tells me everything I need to know about you as a person. So, you know, why would you even want to be friends with someone who lacks integrity?
Blah, 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 blah.
Alright, listen, I'm not about to condone cheating, okay? And I'm not about to say that there aren't bastard men out there who cheat on their wives. I mean, those guys do exist, but woman, who freaking cares? You met 3 dudes at a bar who were cheating on their wives. I mean, stop the presses. This is truly the worst thing to ever happen to anybody in the history of civilization. Now, I know you failed basic elementary school math, but see if you can follow me here. 3 is smaller than 4 billion. 30 is smaller than 4 billion. And even the almighty 300 is still smaller than 4 billion. So unless you've met 1 billion men who have all cheated on their wives, your examples are completely immaterial. Now, we're not about to get our ish together just because you're angry over the fact that the chicks are sharing the dudes that you want. And before you get snippy with me, you decided the most reasonable course of action is to try and denigrate the character of those who disagree with you. And just so you know, it's not exactly wise to be judging the character of our friends when you clearly have none to speak of yourself.
You have failed conclusively. It's over. And there is nothing that you can do here in this room that can turn that around.
As someone who dates both men and women, here's what I think the biggest issue in dating is today, regardless of gender. Everyone wants to be the baby. Let me explain. When I date men, they want someone to cook for them, clean for them, and take care of them emotionally. What you're describing is a mother. And then when I date women, it's like, I want someone to provide for me, protect me, and finance the majority of my lifestyle. That is a father. And the kicker is that domestic labor and then making enough money in order to support yourself and your lifestyle are not gender roles. They're basic functions of being an adult. And both genders are kind of entering relationships being like, well, what can this person do for me? Why are you at your grown-ass age expecting another adult to take care of you? That's how a kid thinks. Like, as a collective, can we just stop infantilizing ourselves and simply grow up? Like...
Speak for yourself, moron.
Oh my god, that is funny!
Well, I got me a little question for you there, sweetheart. So if you're not willing to cook a man a meal every once in a while and tidy up around the old homestead, be kind to him emotionally, weaponize the bedroom so he can't get any unless he earns it, and pretty much treat him like crap, then why in the hell should he want to be with you? If you're condemning a man for wanting a woman who's actually going to be nice to him and to take care of him in a few departments, then why should he bother when he can do all of those things himself at a fraction of the cost? Why would he need you? You're pretty much painting it in a light where any party that wants to be with you should expect nothing from you while also expecting them to do the majority of the work. And when you're disgusted by both men and women with what they're expecting from relationships, and I gotta hand it to you, sister, you figured out a way to not only drive off the men, but also the women folk as well, which just goes to show that even when you double your chances of trying to find someone, you are so homogeneously awful that nobody wants to be with you regardless of their genderisms.
How do you f that up? How do you f that up?
Okay, not that I'm some sort of dating expert, but I have been dating and single in New York for about 4 years now, so I feel solicited to give some advice. And the first piece of advice I want to give is do not be afraid of dating apps. I know that they get a really bad rep, but honestly, the abundance of just like people and different types of people you can connect with on there, if you use it properly, is great. Like, I know Hinge, all these things, like, people are scared of them. I've had some crazy experiences on them, but like, it also, like, there are people on there who are looking for a relationship, and I know so many people who have met the one on there, and like, I don't know, that to me is number one. Like, the second part of that is do not judge a book by its cover, which sounds really corny, but like, you gotta see potential in these men on these apps. Like, every single guy I've ever gone on a date with from Hinge is 100 times cuter in person than they are in their profile. Like, I have a friend recently who I was like helping her set up her Hinge, and she was just like, they're not looking great. Like, it's so easy to just like not be into it. And I'm like, I know, but like, you have to like see past it and just see the potential in them, because you don't want a man who knows how to take a bunch of photographs of himself anyways, you know? So that's dating advice number one.
Great plan.
Thank you.
He likes your plan, Chief.
Hey lady, if you've been single for a long time, then you should be the last person that should be doling out the dating advice, and that's because you don't know what works. If you did, you wouldn't be single. You'd actually be in a relationship. Now, in terms of the dating apps, they're completely pointless. Now, we all know when you say that you're going out with men that don't take great photos, that means you're still swiping on solid 7.5s and 8s in terms of men in the looks department. Because trust me, sister, you're not swiping on the average ones. And even if you did, what difference would it make? You're still single, and the types of men that are on the apps are only interested in hookups, or they're simps you won't respect. Either way, you're getting nothing out of it. The best thing that you can do is to give up the apps and go outside and do something. But apparently, because you have two friends who are about 6 months away from starting divorce proceedings, I guess that means that dating apps weren't designed to keep you painfully single, huh?
The second thing is know when to let go of somebody. This is something I've learned so much in the past like couple of years. Like, the amount of things I've hung on to just because I like like the idea of somebody is like so crazy. Like it takes a lot of time to like, and I'm still learning this concept, but like you, just because someone is there and like providing some type of like fun does not mean they're adding value to your life. Like now that I've seen so many like healthy relationships around me, I know the difference of somebody that's adding value and somebody that's just like adding entertainment. Like do not be afraid to just like let go of somebody out of fear of not finding someone better. Like I promise, like you will, like there are so many people, there are literally billions and billions of people in this world. Like there is somebody you will connect with so much more. Like do not just hang on to somebody out of fear. I say this to somebody who has been guilty of it myself, but like it is just so worth. The quicker you get rid of somebody who is not right for you is just the quicker the right person will come along. Like I have like factual experience of that. Like I have not found Mr. Right yet, but like I just know like hanging on to something just cause like the idea of them, like no, like the reality of them is always going to be so much better than someone who's like just this idea of somebody who's right. Take it all with a grain of salt. I'm no dating guru, but just wanted to yap about this today.
I hated that so much.
Hey lady, you can't claim to be the expert on giving out dating advice when every single attempt to try and trick a guy into lowering his standards to be with you has ended in a massive dumpster fire that started up the 27-car pileup in the middle of a massive train derailment in one of the most easily avoidable blunders that's known as your romantic life. You will never give up the idea of the guy you're with because he ticks all of the boxes except for one. You can't control him, and because you can't control him, you'll hate him for not changing to be every single one of your impossible desires. Now, yes, there are billions of men on this planet, I'll give you that one, but the vast majority of them are average. So in other words, they're invisible to you until you need a couch moved or when you need someone to blame once your storehouse of wine runs dry. So that means you're going to have to share the dudes you want as you get older and keep staying single. So we'll see you in a few years when you have more crap advice for the world to hear, sister. Can't wait to hear it.
There's the door. Why don't you check it out?
Okay, this is not usually my content, so I'm probably not going to make these kind of videos anymore, but I made a video basically saying there's actually good men out there, and this person responds, there are tons of good men out there, always have been. The problem is that the vast majority of them are not 6 feet, ripped, and make 500K per year. I honestly don't think that's what women want. Women want somebody who is emotionally intelligent, caring, who asks questions, can plan dates, and who can generally make really, really good life partners. I feel like even generally people out there, as friends, as acquaintances, I don't know anybody who's 6'4", ripped, and make over 500K. I feel like that's slightly unrealistic, and if you ask most women, I don't think that's what they're aiming for. We really, beyond monetary values, beyond certain things, like we really want somebody who's deeply caring, who is considerate, and not some self-proclaimed good guy. Somebody who is actually a genuinely good person, a kind person, and yeah, I feel like this is all we can ask for, because obviously this is a life partner that people are wanting. So yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah, you're not fooling anybody there, sister. Just because you want us to think you're telling the truth, we all know better. If a modern woman has the choice between a 5'9" dude who makes 50K a year and has an average body but tons of emotional intelligence, or a 6'2" Chad with over $3 million in liquid assets, regardless of his emotional intelligence, we all know which one the modern woman's gonna go after. And you say that women want nice guys, but the problem is you say one thing, but you mean the other. And that's because you're not physically attracted to the nice guys. And because you're not attracted to them, how good they are as people doesn't really matter. They could tick all of the psychological boxes, but if you don't find him physically attractive, then you're going to resent him. And once you go down that road, there's nothing you can do to change that, sister. I mean, we see it all the friggin' time. That's why the good men have checked out. The proud members of the illustrious bottom 95% club have better ways to waste their time than with a broad who lies to convince the entire internet that she's just literally like every other modern woman.
Good, but I would say it's horrible yet terrible. Ugly yet disgusting. You suck.
This is just a reminder to the women that you don't owe men shit. I was just minding my business the other day, literally running errands, going to get my glasses adjusted, and I was dressed cute. I was serving looks, but I wasn't smiling. And I think you know where I'm going with this. So I'm walking and this man tells me, smile. I look over and I think he thought that I smirked at him, but I was really just rolling my eyes, and he's like, that's better. And I just walked into the store. It was like right in front of me that I had to go into. But after it happened, I was still feeling it. Like I was pissed. And I realized something. When a man tells you that, if a man tells you to smile, there is only one appropriate reaction and response. And that's go fuck yourself. Women don't owe you shit. You don't need to smile for a man. You don't need to dress a certain way for a man. You don't need to do anything for a man. And the fact that a man would just say that to somebody that they don't even know walking on the street by them is insane. And I doubt this video will be seen by men, but if there's a man watching this, just know that you are a piece of shit if you think that's okay. All right, have a good day.
What's that, shit? It's a shit smell. Is that you? Smells like pop-pop.
Oh, be serious, woman. There is no chance in HE double hockey stick that you'll ever tell a man that you find unattractive to go pleasure himself over some passing comment. And here's why. You see, you're trying to paint yourself as a badass who has no problem putting men in their place. But you also strike me as the type of woman who also thinks that men are more dangerous than bears and that we only live to see the blood of the innocent being spilled on a daily basis. So answer me this, woman. If men are dangerous, violence for pleasure-seeking psychopaths, and your response to an innocuous comment is to get aggressive with your obscenities, how do you think those two things are going to play out? Now, you're obviously slow, so I'll spell it out for you. You're imagining a scenario where you're telling a guy to go screw himself is somehow going to wound him so deeply that it'll satisfy your desire to not only be a victim, but also one who triumphs over evil in the laziest way possible. But it don't work that way, sweetheart. Even if you were stupid enough to do this, you'd still figure out a way to screw it up because it'll never be as perfect as the movie moment in your head. So just make like the dudes and chicks who have been doing for centuries and just shut the hell up and move on with what little life you have. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon for their continued support as I get content to all you fine folks out there on the information superhighway. I cannot thank you enough for your generosity, Bounty Board, and I salute you. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.